Ronnie-Ward from the Ditmas Park section of the Flatbush neighborhood, Brooklyn, in this county of Kings, city of New York. Well, here they are. More Christo Fascist America Party. Here's ABC. The network, no, the broadcast for Christo Fascist America Party. Yep, he's going to feature the transportation secretary, Duffy, another Irish Catholic, who's going to brag of having a litter of children. 10! What Irish Catholic has 10 children? It's Christo Fascist. This is it. I'm just shooting the video. I've got him on the Roku TV. Yeah, I'm trapped now. I'm going to trap him here in my digital thing. I'll put it up later. I've been watching this Duffy guy, an Irish Catholic, disguised as a Irish Catholic. He's really Christo Fascism America Party. Yes. Don't you know the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops is the code name for Christo Fascist American Party? It is. He's an Irish Catholic. Irish Catholic Duffy. Sean, S-E-A-N. Yeah, Sean, S-E-A-N. Like Sean Fane. Yeah, the Dubliners. The Dubliners are here, yes. And here's the big announcer. Listen to him talk. Baby. Lady. The so-called justice person in the Bibi Netanyahu. Baby. Lady. Here they are. Here we go. Listen to this. Now, hear this.
This Homeland Security funding isn't resolved, I think you're going to see more TSA agents as we come to Thursday, Friday, Saturday of next week. They're going to quit or they're not going to show up. A lot of the starting salaries at TSA, they're right around $50,000. So if you live in one of the big cities of America, LA or New York or Miami, it's hard for these individuals already to make their ends meet. But without getting paychecks, it's even that much more challenging. And so they're going to take other jobs to put food on the table and pay the rent. So I do think it's going to get much worse. And as it gets worse, I think that puts pressure on the Congress to come to a resolution. Democrats have to say, you know what? We're not going to defund this. We're going to actually work together, have some common sense reform that the president will work with us on. And, let's get America working again. And the last thing you want as you travel is to deal with political fights at the airport. Let that stay in Congress.
John Donald Trump, a man who happens to occupy a room called Oval Office. Well, obviously, John Donald Trump is a stooge for this man, the Irish Dubliner Christo Fascist American Party. Just a pawn. Nobody. Well, you decide for yourself. I'm not saying it. No, he's saying it. Christo Fascist America Party advisor, senior, cabinet level, transportation manipulator throughout the heartland of America. Yes, here you go. With his lieutenant, or just another leader. Listen, fascist, Christo Fascist. Listen to him bark the orders. Heil, baby, heil, Amy.
But don't extract pain out of me and my family as I'm trying to just go to Florida and get some sun on my bones during spring break with my kids.
And what is the administration's message to these agents who, as you point out, they don't make big money? They're hardworking Americans, and they're not being paid. Is the administration pleading with them to come show up for work even though they're not getting paid?
Well, I'll say right now, yes, I'm asking for them to come, and we've asked them to come to work, and
come to work without pay.
That are right on behalf of their finances.
Slaves.
But we want them to come, and by the way, John, they're going to get paid. They're going to get paid for all the time that was missed. The problem is they're living in the today, not the tomorrow, and they're making decisions. And that's why the president, again, thinking outside the box on what other tools and assets do I have to alleviate the pain at the airports. You mentioned that there's a 10% on average no-show rate at airports. That's true on average, but we have some airports where we're missing as many as 30 to 40% of agents, and that's when these airports grid
agents of the Christo Fascist America party machine. They're herding innocent, unbeknownst, unsuspecting Americans into gates. Gates, they call them gates. Cattle gates. Yeah, lining them up like cattle in a gate. Shipping them around to skin them alive. Yeah, the Irish Dubliners. This is it. This is how they convert unsuspecting Americans who are fat and sassy to skin them alive and make lampshades. The Dubliner, Sean Duffy.
will halt. And it's not just
Halt,
Achtung! We're seeing
halt.
long lines. We experience that as Americans. It's what else happens across the country. We let Democrats let 12, 15 million people into the country. They weren't that well vetted. And so where are those
vetted?
People? And do they want to do us harm at a time
Well, why didn't they send them to the
vet
vet before they came to America? Vetting veterinarians. They should have vet these people before they come to America to make sure that they'd be tasty good. Yeah. You want a fillet of thigh? How about a tenderloin? To barbecue. Cook them up. These people from overseas, unsuspecting people, the migratory horde. Well, they're too skinny. They should have vetted them up and given them their shots first.
No question. We saw in in Michigan, Senator Slotkin said, you know what, once a place of worship was attacked, then she said we should fund Homeland Security. We can't let people get hurt and then make a decision to fund Homeland Security. Let's do it before Americans
hurt him first, and then
attacked. Let's fund it before that becomes a reality.
And another thing you're dealing with is the skyrocketing costs of gasoline, jet fuel, diesel. This obviously affecting everything that moves around the country. We've seen gas prices go up about $1 since the war started 23 days ago.
Yes, the migratory hordes of humans roaming like zombies. Humans roaming the range of middle America. They're out shooting them from the sky like the animals that they are, distorted humans. Yeah, they're not even fit to eat or saute. They're skinny, wrong color. I want white meat, not dark meat.
How much worse is that going to get, and what mitigating efforts are you taking to deal with that?
So with regard to aviation, I have spoken to the major carriers. I just want to check in on their supply chain, and are they concerned about supply for jet fuel? All of them were like, nope, we feel very good about our supply chains, but it is the cost, right? And the president cares about the cost of energy. He cares, that's why he's had the American Energy Dominance Task Force to produce more energy, drive prices down. I think you're going to see this as short-lived. When the strait opens up, you're going to see a little bit of a lag as those carriers get to their destinations. But I think you're going to see a very quick rebound in energy prices when this conflict is resolved. And again, we're at week 3. The president said this is going to be, a 4 to 6 week operation.
3 weeks completed since the war.
has said, again,
Opening the fourth
all
week
that's happening.
today,
They
Sunday the
plan for it,
22nd.
and again, they
He's
feel
planning
like, and
forward.
I'm not in the
He's
Pentagon,
looking
I'm not at
forward to
war,
week
but from all
4.
I'm hearing is they feel like we are doing an incredibly good job. We are on track and on pace to make sure we can bring this conflict to a resolution quickly.
So what's your advice to Americans that are planning air travel in the weeks or months ahead? I mean, we've seen prices have already gone up significantly. You mentioned what United Airlines said. Should people that have air travel plans in the coming weeks and months?
Be careful what you book ahead. You pay a premium cash price to be able to escape. You plan ahead your escape, and they got you funneled where they want you to go. You get on that plane and a whole plane load of people, and they drop you in the ocean. Dead. Beware the booking ahead of your flights. Travel cash. Don't get in an airplane. Don't get on a boat. Save your life. Das Boot. Das Boot. Die Aeroplaat. Die Aeroplaat. Das Boot. Das Boot.
Postpone buying those tickets with anticipation they'll come back down? Or are we into a situation where they're going to be up for a while?
Up in the air,
Well,
flying
we have
around to
seen
nowhere.
a significant spike in
Hostages.
tickets because of this.
Drop them in the ocean.
Scott Kirby from United said, he could see oil prices go up to 170. I think airlines do well when they plan for the worst and hope for the best. So I'll that's what I think is happening there. And again, United also said we're going to cut back flights by 3%. Well, 1% of those flights are to Israel, and the other 1% is his work with the Department of Transportation to reduce flights in Chicago. United and American were overbooking all these flights. They couldn't fly them, and so we are systematically rolling those back. So there's really no impact on how many flights we're going to have. But again, I think we have to offer the president grace. We know the president cares about the economy, gas prices for the American people. He's talked about
Offer him grace.
He also cares about peace.
Your grace.
A lot of people don't give him
Prince of
credit for
Peace.
that, but
Prince
he's
of
proud of
Death.
the conflicts that he resolves, and he doesn't want to see conflict. I hear him talk behind closed doors about the number of young men and women who are lost in battles around the world. He cares about that. So I think, again, he cares about the economy, but also we can't have Iran shooting at American bases like they have for the last several years. They can't hold the economy hostage where 20% of the oil comes through the Strait of Hormuz. I think when you look in the